Hi everyone, welcome back to the next diecast. In today's video, I'll be unboxing and doing a quick review of this 1/24th scale 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands made by Maisto. I bought this model off of Amazon for just under $15. It was actually from Amazon Warehouse Deals, but seeing that the packaging looks so good, you wouldn't expect it to have come from Amazon Warehouse Deals. They usually sell items that have damaged packaging or that are returns. There is some light damage, as you can see right there, but aside from that, not really a whole lot. So I was glad to get this model for the discount that I got it at. There is just some cardboard dust on the actual model itself in the box, but you have the standard Maisto Special Edition box right here. There's some stuff on the back and on the bottom, and we'll go ahead and get this model out of the box. You open it up from the side here with this side flap. All right, there's the Bronco from the front there. Love this blue that it came in. And we'll get it out of the box. Here it is on its kind of cardboard base, and it's going to be held down by 2 screws. So we'll get off those screws next. All right, there it is off the base, and it's held shut with just that one plastic strap there. So we'll take that off next. All right, got off that strap. And here's our Bronco Badlands. Here it is from the back. And of course, with this model, you do have the opening doors. Now we'll get into the review. All right, let's take a look at the details of the Bronco here. So currently, Maisto offers this particular model in 3 different colors. You can find it in the Area 51 blue, which is kind of like a medium blue, which is what you see here. Cyber orange, which is like a bright metallic orange, and also a dark metallic gray. I forget what like the Ford paint color name of that dark gray is, but kind of cool. You can get it in 3 different colors. All of them are the Badlands versions. You can tell by the badges on here and also by the style of wheels. But I'd say for the most part, this is a pretty good model overall from Maisto. And with the Bronco Raptor being recently unveiled, I'm sure Maisto will make some kind of model of that in the near future. Probably not a 1/18 scale version, but I'm sure they'll make maybe a smaller scale version of that at some point. But in terms of the regular 2021 Ford Bronco, you can find it 1/24 scale, 1/18 scale, which is what I have, and also a couple of other scales too, all from Maisto. So that is kind of cool to see that. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the details of the model here. We'll start up here at the front. You can see all the details, I think, align pretty well with the 1/18 scale version that Maisto makes. And you can tell because on the front grille and headlights here, Maisto does a pretty good job of detailing them. The headlights are nicely cast. There's no pegs to be seen in them and everything like that. And you have the nice Bronco inscription in sort of like 3-dimensional printed letters on the front here. And the grille is actually pretty well done. It's not like a fully perforated grille, but at least the texture looks pretty well done. And you have a nicely cast bumper down here too. The overall paint quality on the model, I would say, is very good. This lighter blue is not a metallic finish, but if you get the dark gray or the orange versions, they will be a metallic finish. But the real Bronco Area 51 does not have a metallic finish. But I don't think that's a big deal because the color does look really, really cool on the Bronco. You do have the Badlands badging on either side on the fenders here. It's nicely embossed on there, kind of like the 1/18 scale version. It's fully painted. Nice job with these wheels too. They do an excellent job with kind of the overall pattern and appearance of them. You know, nice wide tires on there too. And you have the little Bronco badges in the center of each of the wheels as well. And a cool carryover from the 1/18 scale version is this kind of single piece for both of the mirrors. As I mentioned in my review of the 1/18 scale version, on the real Bronco, the mirrors are mounted on the front instead of mounted on the doors, because you can actually remove the doors on the real Bronco. So they're kind of mounted on the front like this. Maisto actually uses a single piece to mount both mirrors, which is nice to say. It means that they're very, very sturdy. The hardtop's actually metal like the rest of the car. I kind of wish they did it as like a separate plastic piece, sort of like the 1/18 scale Wild Track Bronco that Maisto makes, but at least they kind of have a matte finish for the paint. It kind of looks like it's like a separately cast piece for the hardtop, but at least they tried with this. I kind of wish they made it as like a separately cast plastic piece, but at least the texturing and everything is good with like the matte black paint and everything, and it does look pretty good from a distance. Taking a look at the back, nice job with these taillights. And you also have the Bronco badge back there too. And of course you have the rear mounted spare tire. Bronco license plate down there and the Ford badge. And both the badges are actually nicely embossed with paint on there too. The taillights could use a little bit more detailing, but at least they're separately cast plastic pieces. If this were an older 124 scale model, they would definitely be just painted on there. But Maisto, I would say, is definitely improved with the overall details of their lights on their 124 scale cars. So that's nice to say. Now in terms of opening features on the model, all you get are the opening doors. And that's kind of a pattern with recently released Maisto 124th scale models, is that you just get the doors in most cases. I kind of wish they maybe had like the rear door open, but seeing how on the 1/18 scale versions, the rear door is not actually the best in terms of an opening feature. It only opens up like this far out. I'd say that's probably okay that they skipped having that feature open on the 124th scale version, but I think at least having an opening hood would have been kind of a cool touch. But at least you get the doors, I suppose. And they do open up on spring-loaded hinges, as you'll see here. They do kind of close loudly, almost like they're going to break, but that's not really a big deal. Just close them, carefully. They don't open up too wide, but at least they open to begin with. And we'll take a look at the interior detailing. Not really a whole lot to see on the door panels. There should be a silver painted door handle, which is what you see on the 1/18 scale Bronco Wild Track. But at least they do a nice job with the texturing and everything. You actually have kind of like that speaker down towards the bottom there too. It is just all like a single black plastic piece. There's no like coloring on there or anything, but at least the door panel is kind of nice and flush with the door. So I think they did a good job with it in that sense. On the center stack and the dashboard, you do have some detailing with these buttons down here. They're actually fully painted, which is nice to see. You don't get a GPS map on the screen. On the 1/18 scale version, not only do you get the screen, but you actually have like a sticker that has like a map on it and everything. Kind of wish they put that on here. Instead, you just get this kind of shiny, glossy, black, blank screen. You could, I guess, always like print out like a little picture of a map like from the internet and like, paste it on here or something. But I wish they maybe made that same map sticker for the 124 scale version that they did with the 1/18 scale version. I doubt it would have cost them that much to make two kind of slightly differently sized stickers for these maps, but I guess that's not a big deal. And you have the Bronco inscription on the passenger side of the dashboard with some nice texturing going on there too. And you have all the detailing with the vents as well. Also a nice texture going on with the top part. Nicely detailed steering wheel. You do have the Bronco badge in the center there. It's actually pretty hard to see unless you look at it like really closely, but I kind of like how Maisto included that on there. The seats, I would say, are also well detailed. You have a nice kind of texture going on them, and they are pretty much the right size and shape that you would see with the real Bronco seats. They are the right proportions too. It even has some nice detailing with this back seat here. And I kind of like how they make the rear windows on the top tinted. That's a feature that the real Bronco has, so that's kind of cool to see. You have kind of a fully clear windshield, but there is actually some visible tinting going on with these rear windows and this back window here. Cool touch, I would say, for sure. Aside from that, I wish they maybe did some more detailing with like the shifter and everything. On the 1/18 scale version, you can see the different like goat modes and all that, and like the other, or you can see the different labels on the shifter and the different goat modes on the different, and see the different drive modes on like that rotary. But on this model, they don't really include that. And down here, I don't know if they include pedals, unless they're just very hard to say, but aside from that, the interior, I would say, is decently detailed for a 124 scale car. I'll go ahead and close those up. And since I'm filming this review of the 124 scale Bronco, I wanted to kind of quickly show that I now have the 2021 Ford Bronco in 3 different scales here. I have the Hot Wheels version, Then I got the Maisto version in 1/24 scale and the Maisto version in 1/18 scale. In kind of 3 different shades of blue too, which I think is a very cool. And of course, not shown here is my Maisto 1/18 scale Bronco Badlands, which has, you know, the doors off and the roof off, and that one is in orange. But I always like collecting, you know, the same car in multiple scales. In this case, you have 3 different colors and actually multiple trim levels too. So the Maisto 1/24 scale version is the Badlands, and the 1/18 scale version is the Wild Track. So I just thought it was something cool to kind of show off in the video here. So if you can find this model for a good price, I would say definitely get it. I'd say it's a pretty solid, you know, sort of medium scale model of the current Ford Bronco. I'm sure Maisto will be releasing more colors and more versions of this model in the near future. But if you can find this model for a good price, which I would say is probably between, you know, $10 and maybe $20, I would say definitely get it. It would look good with your collection of other 1/24 scale cars. As always, hope this review was helpful, and feel free to comment down below with your thoughts on the model here. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.